Welcome back, traders. Today we're going to go over the wave indicator. I'm going to show you how this works as well as basically our strategy. Now, we do have a blueprint strategy that we utilized with the wave. However, I want to give you a quick introduction. So the wave was based on the CCI, and what we did is we added additional tools to this as well as basically a strategy to go along with it to help you enter and exit a trade with profit. So the first thing I want to introduce you to is that this is the wave down here. You'll notice that in our demonstration I have no other indicators so that you can cleanly identify all the customizations that you have in this one tool. So quickly we can identify, okay, when the wave is above this zero level right here, this zero line, we are in a positive trend, and it doesn't matter what time frame that you like to trade on, whether it be swings, intraday, or scalping. You'll be able to identify when the trend is going in a bullish direction. So you could see that that's on a 15 and this is on a 5. Now, as we look at the wave, anything over the zero shows you, in fact, let's just look at that real quick and analyze. As the wave actually breaks that zero line, you could see that our momentum then starts to head higher. Now, the deal about this strategy, though, is that if you want to stay in a trade longer to be able to profit, then that means that really then you're not getting out of the trade until the wave actually breaks the zero. When the wave breaks the zero, as well as you seeing the bear wave label, then you know that this isn't a fake out just to get you out of the trade for it to reverse, but that this is now turning into a bear wave. So until that happens, you're basically in a bullish trend. Now, if we look at a 1 hour, this is a good identifier on a 1 hour chart to show you that looks like, for the last couple days here, you can see how when we are down below that zero line, we are heading in a down direction. When we break through that zero line, we are headed in an upward direction. Now, right now, I'm actually looking for a time period where we can actually see this change to a negative. So let's take a look at a weekly. There we go. So here's a weekly chart now, right? So this is a longer term view of your trades. And so on the ES, as we're looking at this, we're ready to break the zero line on a weekly level. And you can see that we have the bear wave. Now that means that when you actually see this where it's just hanging on the line, you could say to yourself, well, wait a minute, is this going to reverse? Is this a fake out, right? Because you could see, like here, this was a fake out. Like it looked like it was going to go down. And then we had 2 weeks of consolidation hanging, right? Right on the zero. And then we broke down. Well, who wants to be in this area in a trade? Not unless you're in a neutral strategy, right? Okay, well, that's for the education section. However, so what we're going to do now is as we look at this on the wave, you could see that we actually have a bear wave, which means that there is pretty decent confirmation and confluence that this is not going to be a fake out. And this will be turning down below that zero line. Okay, now that I've shown you basically that, I want to show you all the customizations that you could do with the wave. When you go up here into your studies and you click on the gear icon, you're going to notice a lot of customization settings. You see that I have, okay, show the label of what this is called. That's fine. Show the arrow. Okay, so we have the arrows. Show background. I don't have that on. I'm going to turn it on right now and let you see what that looks like. And now you can actually, if for whatever reason it's very hard for you to identify trend, or you're just not gaining the confidence in an indicator, this is to help you do that. So it is clearly showing you where that bullish trend on a weekly time frame has ended, and it's giving you that sign right now. Now let's go on to a smaller chart. You could see on a 15-minute chart right before the close, we are definitely in a positive bullish direction, and it's confirmed with the bull wave. All right. So now that we can see that on a cloud, that may help you while you're trading. Let's go back over to the customizations and let's take a look at candle colors. This is right now no, and so you can see all the different colors of the different candles. But as I turn the candle color on, let's take a look and see what that does. Wow. Well, that really helps to identify, right? So that now, if you are on a smaller time frame for intraday trading, and in our blueprint, we say 5 minutes is intraday. So as we take a look at that, if we were to go on the regular candle settings, for these candles right here, there's probably some red candles. But what this is letting you know is it's helping to keep you in a trend longer, right? Get into a trade, get out of a trade with profit. That's my goal here at Trading Made Simple. If you can gain confidence in yourself as a trader by doing that, then you will be able to expand your knowledge and education to see what type of strategies work better for you if you're a working trader or if you're at school. So that's how this helps. All right, so this actually keeps you in the trend longer by not getting you freaked out when you actually see some red candles. And then when you do see some red candles, you'll know that this is actually now turning against you. And there's a lot of confluence to tell you, hey, get out of the trade or get yourself into a put trade, right? Or a bearish trade setup. This is your bullish trade setup. All right, so now let's go back to customizations. We're gonna now look at, you have an alert here on your ThinkorSwim setting, where if we turn this on, whenever there's a trend change, you will hear the alarm go off to give you, hey, if you're at home, you may want to be looking at something if you're doing some intraday trading. Okay, that's what that is. Show the IV level. I have this on as no. I'm going to turn it on as yes so that you can see what that does. So now an IVR ranking is basically what is the implied volatility rank for a certain stock. And what that shows is we have 3 levels. Our blueprint identifies this. We have a blue, yellow, and red. Blue is smooth as ice. You are low IV ranking, and so this basically is more an indicator to let you know that the market is moving in the direction of the trend and there's not a lot of volatility. So the premiums are going to be pretty decent to buy. Now, if this turns yellow, that means IV ranking is higher. You might want to then think about different types of strategies that you could utilize to collect premium, since options are getting a little bit more expensive. And then you're going to see an IV ranking that's higher than 50, which is going to be red, and that's going to indicate, hey, this definitely is a market where you can make money fast, but you can lose money just as quickly. High volatility, you may think about selling premium as an example, like selling credit spreads or selling a put or selling a call, etc. So this helps to identify that if it's yellow or red, if you get into a trade, just know that one red candle, if you're in a positive direction, if you're in a bullish direction trade, and you get one red candle, that's really going to offset your profits, because the higher volatility, the quickly that gamma goes against you when it goes against your trade. But that, of course, isn't an educational section, so we're going to move on from that. So that's what the IV ranking does, is it helps you. So what does all of this do? Well, what this does is it identifies the trend for you. It allows you to identify if you are in a trend, and even though you may have a couple red candles, you could see that in this. In fact, let me turn this off really quick so that you can see what the candles look like when they're not on. And you could see those couple red candles there, right? Which sometimes in an intraday trading fashion might, scare you out of continuing with that trade. You're like, oh, I got another 5 minute candle. Oh, I got another red, maybe I should get out. But you could see that this remains green. And if you were to get out here after 10 minutes, look what happened, right? That's a 5 minute candle. That's a 5 minute candle. And then look what happens. Wow. Went from 38.41 to 38.67. And that's because those candles are mentally, right? This is psychologically helping you identify, I need to stay in a trend, because if I want to profit, I need to be able to identify that trend and stay in that trade a little longer. All right, guys, that is the introduction of the wave indicator. It's an awesome indicator. We created it to help you trade so that you can get in, get out with profit. That is my goal here at Trading Made Simple. We'll see you in the next video.